This is WGRG 100.5 FM, where we meet the absolute minimum FCC broadcasting standards. It's time to hang on and brace yourself for a community radio program that's frankly indescribable. Let's talk Geneseo. Two guys with nothing better to do on a Friday morning but to talk about our community. Geneseo City Administrator Brandon Meglin and City Alderman Keith Kennett. And yeah, nobody, and I mean nobody, puts the blah in blah, blah, blah like these guys do.
And good morning. You're listening, as the fun announcement just said, to Let's Talk Geneseo on this Friday morning. I'm your co-host, Keith Kennett, along with Brandon Meglin on the other side of the broadcast countertop here in the broadcast studio hidden deep inside Geneseo High School in an undisclosed location.
The heart of the school.
The heart of something here.
Yeah.
Brandon, good to see you, buddy. How was your Friday last Friday?
Oh, it was good. I
Yeah.
think my volume's down, though.
Yeah,
There we go.
We did a little equalization change, so it might be a little weird to start. But you may notice a little less background noise.
Yeah. It is kind of quiet in here.
A
It's
little.
scary.
Yeah. Almost too quiet.
Yeah. Had
Yeah.
a good last Friday. Myself and Eric Rowald, the director of our electric department, were down at the Illinois Municipal Utility Association conference. So some learning and networking down there. It's a good time.
All right. Well, good to have you back. Had the solo show last week. Always a
Yeah.
little extra entertaining for our viewers and listeners when Keith goes solo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can handle it.
Oh, yeah, it's nothing but specialness. But anyway, we have a great guest this morning, a familiar face that we're happy to have. And Brandon, I'll let you start off with the introductions.
Yeah, this morning we have Tom Wisen from Shadow Lake Event Venue to tell us about kind of an exciting new space that's within our community right outside of the city borders, and they've been having a lot of events, and it's an opportunity to host a special event for you or your family too. So welcome, Tom.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you guys having me in today and excited to talk about Shadow Lake. That was quite the intro. I'm honored to be here with two of the city leaders by any measure. Thank you.
Yeah. So why don't we start by, if you can kind of give us a little bit of history, and for those who haven't heard of Shadow Lake, you know, what it is and how you and your team got involved in this place.
Yeah, so many years ago now, I think we're up to about 4 years ago, there was a piece of property for sale, and it had been for sale for a long time, right down behind the antique engine and tractor barns there off of almost the corner of 82 and 92. And, the property was in a family for a long time and had been a campground. It had been farmed. It had been for sale for a long, long time. And a couple of the guys had the idea maybe we should look at an event venue for the area. And we went down, took a look at the property, and boy, it was a lot of work. The property, when you drove in, you couldn't even see the lake. Everything had been overgrown. There were 4 buildings we ended up tearing down. Just lots and lots of work to re-beautify the area that had been neglected for a long, long time. But so it was about 4 years ago we had the idea, and 6 couples, other than myself and my wife, made the plunge and spent a lot of time. The first 3 months out there, we spent a lot of time knocking down trees and cleaning up brush and putting in roads and trying to restore it. And like I said, taking down some buildings that were just completely dilapidated and neglected. And to make room for what we have now is, I call it a PGA Tour style tent. It's something you'd see if you went to the John Deere Classic on the 18th green. It's got an aluminum frame and tarps that come off in the wintertime. The beautiful thing about that is for a wedding or any event on a nice day, you can open up all the sides and take advantage of the views all around you. And, so with that, we're open about 6 months out of the year. So that's a little bit about it. And it's 144 acres that we own down there. About 20 some of it is viewable when you drive in from the gates. And so, I think I mentioned earlier, I've never felt like a park ranger before, but we hop on the mowers a lot and really get after it to keep that place looking nice to try to fill up the calendar with events.
Mm-hmm. So tell us about, I was telling you before the show, I looked at your Facebook page and it looks like there's been a lot of weddings and ceremonies there, but I know that you guys have done more than just weddings, so talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so last year was our first real year, if you will, full year of wedding events, and we had our first Rock the Lake last year, we called it, and we had a couple different bands come in and perform for us. We had about 800 people-ish turnout, which was real good last year. And we have our first Rock the Lake this year next Saturday. We have Lynn Allen, who's a Quad City band from late 80s, early 90s fame. Guys played on MTV and did all that fun stuff. I've got a good friend in that band. And so we have Lynn Allen coming out next Saturday, and then August 16th is our next date. We have dueling pianos we're going to set up along the side of the lake there and try our hand at that. So we invite anybody that wants to come out. The tickets are fairly inexpensive, and I think you'll have a good time and enjoy the lakeside out there if you come check it out.
You guys have a fall event as well, right? Or an autumn themed. Is it pumpkins and?
So the first year we had a pumpkin patch, and the community has been aching for us to bring it back. We hear about it all the time. The last couple of years, we had a drought 2 summers ago, and the drought 2 summers ago killed our pumpkins. And it nixed year 2. And so the one thing, we do have a lot of guys that own the lake there, but none of us are farmers. We try, and we weren't very good at pumpkins. I think if we do try that again, we'll hire the pumpkin part done so that they turn out perfectly. And it was a great time, and we had a lot of great feedback. I think we were the only pumpkin patch for miles and miles that had an open bar, and people liked that. But it was a pick-your-own style pumpkin patch, and we had farm animals there for the kids, and we had lots of fun things for the kids to do, and it was inexpensive, and hay rack rides and all that fun stuff. It was good, and my wife is on me every year to do it again. So stay tuned on that. You might see it again here in the near future. We'll see.
I have to talk to Bryce about that. I thought all linemen were also good farmers, but
no.
Okay.
A misconception.
Yeah, strong misconception. Yes.
Okay, so going forward, any future plans, anything exciting that you guys kind of have on the radar for 26, 27, or?
Right now we're focused really strongly on filling up the calendar with events. Having 6 months to financially make a business like that work, you're trying to squeeze a lot in to those 6 months to get it done. And so we do, we do graduation parties. We've done birthday parties. We've done lots of other things besides weddings. To kind of fill that in. We get calls all the time from photographers to come down and take pictures of their clients, engagement photos and all that kind of stuff. And so, the focus is on that. We do have when we started this, we had a longer term goal of building an actual facility a little bit further down the lake from where the tent sits. There's another spot that you can't even see from the main area there. That is where the old farmstead sat. That is a little higher up, has a commanding view of the lake, and would be just a beautiful spot for a permanent home for some sort of event venue down there. And so, that is still on the back burner and in our thoughts. But it's going to take a lot of hard work to get us there someday. And the property, one interesting thing about the property, if you don't know, there was a gentleman named Edwin Deming who was an artist in the early 1900s, actually has a painting of Shadow Lake in the Smithsonian.
Wow.
He was an incredibly talented guy. There's a book about him and his paintings here locally. Shadow Lake was the site of, shouldn't say the site, it was a site where the Winnebago tribe set up shop and traded with the locals back in the day. And Edwin wrote about that and has a really, really unique history there. And when you go down there, you can see why they were drawn to it. I mean, it's just a gorgeous place. And sorry, got a little sidetracked there, but
that's awesome.
I wanted to get that in today because not too many towns across America can say that they have a painting in the Smithsonian of something so beautiful in their community, and it truly is.
Yeah, would have never known that.
Yeah, there you go. And actually, the museum in town has a little Deming area and some of his paintings, and the book actually that you referenced is there as well. And it's a really interesting story.
It is
about the history there. Well, and Tom, I guess I'd ask a question of you too. Whenever you start a project, as you mentioned, I'm sure there's way more work and effort that has gone into this than many realize, and I would imagine probably a little bit. Maybe more than you anticipated, but
sure.
Anything that stands out though is anything kind of super special with what you created so far.
So a couple things come to mind when you say that. First of all, I've never done business in a floodplain before.
It's a whole new world.
I know that sounds probably ridiculous to most people, like, oh yeah, big deal, you're in a floodplain. But the rules and regulations around working in a floodplain, and even, moving dirt around on your own property, you have to have permission for. I mean, it's very interesting to me. And so so that springboards me into, we needed a bathroom facility for the event center there. And, we ended up buying an old train car from the yards down in East Moline. We had it sandblasted. We gutted it. We built some stairs for the front of it. We brought in train tracks, set it on the train tracks, and we plumbed our own bathrooms there in the floodplain, which are, the regulations state that anything we bring in has to be on wheels so it can be moved. And so a train car was our solution to that. And yes, it can absolutely be moved. Not very easily, but it can. Everybody who comes gives us some awesome feedback about how cool that train car is and what we've done to turn it into what it is today. And so, yeah, that, when you start a business like this, you never know where things are going to go. If you'd have told me we'll have a train car for a bathroom when you started, I would have laughed at you. But here we are, and train car turned out awesome. Yeah.
Yep, and you referenced it earlier, but I assume that you guys have a Facebook page and website and all that stuff, and maybe you could share that again.
Yeah. So shadowlakevenue.com is our website address. And our Facebook page, you can just look up Shadow Lake Venue, and we'll pop right up. We're having this year, like I said, we got a couple of concerts next Saturday and then August 16th. And we've got a few open dates left for last-minute couples out there that are wanting to get married. We've had Friday, Saturday, Sunday weddings. We have an arbor set up by the lake, and so this year we have a bunch of weddings that are going to happen right there lakeside at that arbor, and then they'll just walk right on over to the tent for their reception afterwards. So we try to make it really convenient there. And next year, we've got lots of dates open still next year, and if you're planning some sort of party, feel free to give us a call. Our phone number is 944-7188. So pretty easy to get a hold of us. The numbers and everything are posted on the website. We do showings down there. I'd say probably this time of year we're probably down there 3 or 4 days a week showing potential clients the property and give them a glimpse of where they could spend their special day if they choose to.
Well, outstanding. And Tom, we appreciate you coming in this morning. We know you got to kind of run off to something else right after this. But again, I appreciate you coming in and check out all good things at the Shadow Lake event venue right here in the outskirts of Geneseo.
That's right. Thank you, gentlemen, for having me in today, and be happy to return anytime you want.
Sounds good.
All right.
Okay,
Thanks
thank
for
you,
being
Tom.
here.
Well, Brandon, and I guess we didn't have too much to talk about last week since it would have been me talking to myself, and that would have been even more frightening to the listeners. But kind of anything new and exciting in the our fair city of Geneseo?
Well, I think number one, we should probably remind everybody that Monday is Memorial Day, a day where we honor those who didn't make it back from active military service for this country. And Geneseo really does a great job of honoring this holiday in the city park, where the Isle of Flags will be set up. I believe there are 12 new flags being added to the display this year, and that's always a neat thing to see. And for those who haven't participated, we always encourage people to come out and actually take part in helping put up the flags. They go up at 7 a.m., come down at 2 p.m., weather dependent, but get there around 7 and join in the fun.
Yeah, and it really is. We try to do that also as much as we can, but just doing that is pretty special, and you get to see, the name on each pole. Many of them will have pictures and stuff on there, but what it's a special event that was created, years ago, and how that has grown from, somebody had the idea, and wow, they hit the milestone of 100 flags and thought, wow, we'll never get bigger than this. And it just keeps growing, and it certainly is a community effort. There's a lot that goes into not only, placing them and taking them down, but, getting the new mounts in place and all that. But, if you can definitely be there about 7, it's just a neat thing to do, and even more so than usually sometime later in the afternoon. But for the teardown too, sometimes it can get a little thin with help. But it is it's definitely a military precision operation. The setup and takedown, but very special. And I'm sure other communities do something. But the service itself or ceremony starts at 10. And it's just really a special tribute. And I think the middle school band starts about 9:30 with a little concert beforehand. So hopefully you can make it out. Looks like the weather's supposed to be pretty good. No rain, about 70. So that sounds just like a perfect day to observe and remember all those that sacrifice. So all of us could be doing what we do in this great country, and even a couple of knuckleheads on the radio on a Friday morning. Recognize that sacrifice.
Hope to see everybody there. And of course, City Hall will be closed on Monday as well. Refuse, any curbside pickup services are delayed by one day all next week. So just a reminder on that. And then we'll roll into a committee of the whole meeting on Tuesday. And should be a fun week.
Yeah, I don't really think there's anything too city-wise on the agenda and stuff. Or maybe there is. Maybe I need to look at that agenda.
Yeah, it'll be coming out later today.
All right. Well,
those interested, we always encourage, usually published Friday afternoons the week before a meeting. So that would be today.
There you go. All right. And of course, also this weekend, high school graduation taking place this Sunday here at the high school. Again, the weather looks good, so should be outdoors at 3 o'clock out on the football field. We'll be doing the senior class parade again, which starts about, I think it starts at 1. That will then be doing the route through town. Of course, that started back in the COVID years and has continued on since then. I know the students and families and stuff have a lot of fun with that senior parade.
Yep. Sunday afternoon, right?
Yep. Parade at 1, and then graduation ceremony again at 3 here at the high school, weather permitting.
All right.
Yeah. So, I guess that's about all I can kind of quiet. I guess I will just say this, but there has been some discussion and stuff on it, but the city is a part of your tax bill. And but I think as and I'm sure every homeowner had noticed, ooh, yeah, quite a jump this year. Although it not that necessarily the city or anybody increased their percentage. There's some of that, but mainly our property assessments took a significant jump, and then took some last year. But yeah, it definitely was noticeable.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I don't want to be on the wrong side of that debate. There's lots of ways you can look at that. The city's mill rate went down on the tax bill, but yeah, I mean, what we're seeing in Geneseo, the county reassesses properties, and the value of a home in Geneseo is significantly higher and continues to get higher than a lot of surrounding communities.
Yes.
That is just a fact, and you can look at that as a positive or a negative. It certainly is a positive if you're selling. It's positive for a lot of organizations and the quality of services that we provide in Geneseo. And we could have another 4-hour conversation on this, and there could be a nice stark debate. But I mean, that is what's going on with your property tax bill. Yeah.
But all your elected officials also get a tax bill too.
Yeah.
So yeah, we certainly do what we can on our end to minimize that. But on this one, it's really more of reassessments, and then also there is because certainly the assessors, I'm sure, handled some phone calls, and I had some conversations and did get some good information. And they got to follow guidelines and stuff too. But also the state kind of mandates, surprisingly. Imagine Illinois mandating something. But insofar as then they, I think, provide a certain multiplier that they need to add to that or something or other. But just address that because it certainly has been a top of a conversation in town. All right, and real quick, State Street project moving along as per schedule, pretty much.
Yeah, State Street moving along. Been some bumps in the road, no pun intended. But yeah, project's still on schedule. We're in what we call phase 1B, second part of phase 1. And construction should be wrapped up in the month of August is the scheduled end date there, and get the mess cleaned up and the roadway put back in.
And any word on our potential grant award for the pedestrian bridge?
Well, it's supposed to be announced in what we were told in late April, early May. What I am being told is that things have been decided for State of Illinois grant awards for the spring cycle, and they're just waiting on making an announcement still.
Okay.
So I can't speak to exactly why that is, but I can tell you I check their website every day.
I'm sure you do.
To see if they have deemed Geneseo worthy of some state grant funding, which we certainly hope that they do this year. We applied for, pedestrian bridge down at what we call the Oakwood Landing area. We did the beautification project. The city did with the generous support of a few sponsors that helped get that project done. Really is a nice area now, and kind of the last piece of that we would like to do from a public safety standpoint is to get a pedestrian crossing there, because walking across the vehicular overpass bridge there is really not the safest thing.
No.
There's a lot of twists and turns right there at that intersection, and people looking different ways, and it's tight.
Yeah, walking across the State Street vehicle bridge, not the safest idea. And this is down by Pizza Hut. I'm sure most of you know where we're talking, but have done the improvements through a lot of grants and donations. We're hoping again to get this grant for the pedestrian bridge to really, and it's an example too of hopefully we are approved, but to where we're able to have provided a very nice, not only a safety enhancement, but just a general overall enhancement for the community. But funding it through donations and alternative sources and that sort of thing. And of course, we always try to do that as much as we can whenever possible. But then it also, can add to the length of time needed to get projects completed, and of course would also depend on receiving the grant. But we're cautiously optimistic, I would say, would be a good way to approach that. We hope will be selected.
Yeah.
We think we had a strong presentation, but
Yeah.
we don't make the final decision.
Yeah, it's one of those things. We do feel that it's a need, but we try to do grants as much as possible on projects like this that aren't as critical to the tax dollars as replacing your water mains and sanitary sewer systems and making sure that all of that stuff still functions and we have nice streets and all of that. So fingers crossed that we can get the grant funding, and that will immediately spur us to move forward with hiring or purchasing a prefabricated bridge and getting contractors in line to do that, because it's already been engineered in the waterway, over the waterway there, and we're kind of ready to go to that next stage and looking into purchasing the product and getting it set up there. So. Yeah, fingers crossed. And we should take the opportunity, and since we have 3 minutes, to
Sure.
the rest of the landing area there, too, how we made that happen, plugging Springfield Armory, major supporter of the city and the community on multiple projects, the Miller Foundation, another tremendous local giving foundation that made that happen, and then the Daughters of the American Revolution also took part in that. Did I say that correctly?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
I thought you're giving me.
Yeah.
a
No,
look.
it was.
Okay. We're a contributor to that project, and the history of that area, and the boulder that's placed there with the plaque that marks the general location of the first log cabin structure built in Geneseo, and folks first migrated to this area. So.
And I think our plaque sketched by Mel Snook, if I
Correct.
Memory serves me correctly. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Little rendering of the cabin.
Yep. So very, very cool. All right. Well, with that, Brandon, I think it's time we pull the plug on this one. And next Friday, we are pretty sure we for sure are
doing
back
a show
next Friday.
It's an exciting one. Dave Heller is coming in with Mark Gravicheski.
That is correct.
Quad City River Bandits. They're doing a raffle for tickets, I believe, for students here, giving away some prizes, and talking about Quad City River Bandits and a fun thing for families to head off to this summer down in the Quad Cities.
Awesome. All right. Well, we invite you all to tune in for that next Friday. But for today,
I see on the camera that we officially have the flags going up in downtown Geneseo, preparing for Memorial Day weekend.
Yes, and
Thanks
I believe
to all these nice cameras that you have everywhere, Keith.
There you go. And I believe these are the first time for the new flags for honoring veterans.
So I see the U.S. flags going up. So the city does coordinate with the Geneseo VFW on banners to honor service members. I don't know, Keith, if the VFW has those in yet or not.
Yeah, we're both staring at the camera.
By what I'm seeing them go up,
I think
it's like a live play-by-play of banners going up on stage.
I
think that is one.
Let me go look closer.
What do you think, Justin?
Oh yeah, no, that's definitely one for the one of the veterans.
Okay,
so
the banners are in. They're going up to honor those who purchased them.
There you go. Well, that really worked out pretty well, didn't it? All right. Okay, enough. Brandon, thank you so much, as always, for being here. And again, big weekend. Remember Memorial Day, 7 o'clock, if you can be out at City Park helping with setup for the Isle of Flags. 9:30, we have the middle school band performing. 10 o'clock is when the actual Memorial Day ceremony starts at City Park. And then in the afternoon, if you can be back to help with the takedown of the Isle of Flags, that would be great. And then Sunday graduation. Congratulations to all the seniors here at Geneseo High School, and also seniors everywhere that are graduating this spring. And the graduation parade through town starts on Sunday at 1 o'clock. And then the graduation ceremony itself will be here at the high school out on the football field at 3 o'clock. And so that's going to do it for this edition of Let's Talk Geneseo. I'm Keith Kennett, and have a great weekend.